In the heart of Miami, on June 19, 2025, the Supreme Court building stood as a silent witness to a drama that would redefine the boundaries of fame and accountability. The air was electric, charged with the weight of a trial that had gripped the world. Sean "Diddy" Combs, a name synonymous with hip-hop royalty, sat at the defendant's table, his tailored suit a stark contrast to the storm of allegations threatening to dismantle his legacy. Once a beacon of success, his empire now faced a crucible of truth, as whispers of secret rooms, coerced acts, and a network of control emerged from the shadows. This was no ordinary trial. It was a collision of glamour and horror, a moment where the music industry's glittering facade cracked under the pressure of courageous voices. From the testimony of a former confidant to the haunting revelations of hidden spaces, this story challenges us to confront the cost of unchecked power. Are you ready to uncover the truth behind the headlines? Hit like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments as we dive into a saga that will leave you questioning everything. The courtroom fell silent as Jonathan Odell, a man once dismissed as a troubled soul, took the stand. Clad in an orange jumpsuit, his wrists bound, Odell's eyes burned with a quiet resolve. "I'm here to speak for those who can't," he declared, his voice steady despite the weight of his words. Facing Sean Combs, he accused the mogul of orchestrating a world where ambition was a trap, luring the vulnerable into a nightmare of manipulation. "He's not a king," Odell said, his gaze unwavering. "He's a puppet master." Odell's testimony painted a chilling picture of Diddy's Star Island mansion, where lavish parties masked a darker reality. He described being drawn into Combs' orbit with promises of fame, only to find himself in rooms where red lights cast eerie shadows and music drowned out cries for help. "I was his prisoner," Odell claimed, his voice breaking as he recounted being forced into degrading acts to prove loyalty. His allegations of control chambers, soundproof rooms with hidden cameras and locked doors, sent a shiver through the courtroom. The defense, led by the formidable Brian Steele, wasted no time attacking Odell's credibility. They pointed to his 2018 arrest at a Florida hotel, where he fired a gun into the ceiling, ranting about conspiracies. "This man is unstable, weaving fantasies to salvage his reputation," Steele argued. Yet Odell's response was raw and unyielding. "I was broken because of him," he said, tears welling. "My pain isn't a lie, it's evidence of what he did." Odell's past, marked by mental health struggles and legal troubles, posed a challenge for the prosecution. But his detailed accounts, specific dates, locations, and descriptions of technology used to control environments, aligned too closely with other witnesses to be easily dismissed. Was Odell a victim exposing a predator or a man seeking redemption through sensational claims? Share your thoughts in the comments below and join the debate. Can a flawed witness still speak truth? Odell's testimony gained strength from its eerie parallels with others, notably Cassie Ventura, Diddy's former partner. Her account, delivered days earlier, described a similar pattern of coercion, filmed encounters, and psychological control. A 2016 hotel surveillance video, shown to the jury, captured Combs chasing Ventura down a hallway, shoving her to the ground, and dragging her back to a room. The footage, raw and undeniable, became a cornerstone of the prosecution's case, shattering the image of a benevolent star. Ventura testified to nights where she was drugged, her autonomy stripped away by substances that left her disoriented. "He decided who I was," she said, her voice steady but heavy with pain. "I was his creation, not a person." Her description of freak-off parties, events where participants were coerced into sexual acts under the guise of celebration, mirrored Odell's claims of ritualistic control. Both spoke of a phrase that haunted the trial: "You're mine." It wasn't love, they said, but a declaration of ownership. What does it mean to lose yourself to someone else's power? Share your reflections below, and let's honor the courage it takes to reclaim a voice. The trial's most shocking revelations centered on the alleged control chambers within Combs' properties. Odell described these as windowless rooms, soundproof to silence screams, equipped with cameras hidden in everyday objects like clocks and mirrors. "It wasn't a party," he said, his voice hollow. "It was a prison designed to break you." He recounted being locked in one such room, forced to listen to a looping Diddy track until his sense of self eroded. The prosecution bolstered Odell's claims with architectural blueprints from a Los Angeles mansion once owned by a Combs-affiliated company. The plans revealed basement rooms with no emergency exits, separate ventilation systems, and reinforced walls, designs a technical expert testified were inconsistent with residential use. A former maintenance worker added chilling details, producing invoices for soundproofing materials and air fresheners ordered to neutralize odors per Combs' exact specifications. The prosecution argued these spaces were part of a broader network, operating across Miami, New York, and even a former property in Antigua. Financial records showed millions funneled through shell companies to maintain these venues, with NDAs used to silence participants. A leaked email from an assistant referenced weekend cleanups and art sessions, coded terms prosecutors claimed referred to the parties. "This wasn't chaos," prosecutor Emily Harper declared. "It was a calculated operation, a machine built to exploit vulnerability." The defense countered that these were consensual adult spaces, exaggerated by disgruntled witnesses. "Mr. Combs hosted parties, not prisons," Steele argued, dismissing the blueprints as standard for high-security homes. Yet the consistency of witness accounts, Odell, Ventura, and a former assistant named Philip Kane, suggested a pattern too deliberate to ignore. Kane described loyalty tests where participants were coerced into acts to prove allegiance, often under the threat of career ruin. Do these control chambers reveal a hidden side of celebrity culture, or are they a sensationalized narrative? Drop your thoughts below and hit like to keep this conversation alive. The term freak-off became a grim motif in the trial, with witnesses describing events that blended opulence with coercion. Odell recounted a 2017 party at a Star Island villa where champagne and chandeliers gave way to rooms where participants were selected for sexual performances. He claimed young women, some appearing underage, were given drinks laced with substances that dulled resistance. "Baby oil mixed with something else," he said, was applied to keep you compliant. Ventura's testimony echoed this, describing how she was coated in a similar mixture, her senses dulled as cameras recorded her every move. "The videos were his leverage," she said. "He'd show me clips to remind me I'd never escape." A male escort, testifying anonymously, recounted being hired to perform at these events, only to witness violence and coercion. "I heard screams," he said, his voice breaking. "I left and never went back." The prosecution presented 9 videos, viewed only by the jury due to their sensitive nature, as evidence of organized abuse. While the defense insisted these depicted consensual acts, the witnesses' accounts of hidden cameras and NDAs painted a picture of entrapment. The 2016 hotel footage showing Combs' violence toward Ventura became a public symbol of the trial's stakes, challenging the jury to see beyond the mogul's fame. What do these parties reveal about the cost of fame? Share your perspective in the comments and join the movement to uncover hidden truths. The trial exposed not just Combs' actions, but the music industry's role in enabling them. Witnesses described a web of enablers, managers, bodyguards, and executives who facilitated the freak-off parties through logistics and silence. A leaked list of 23 coded participants spanning decades suggested a pattern of recruitment and coercion across major cities. This wasn't one man, Harper argued. It was a system sustained by those who profited from silence. The fallout was immediate. Streaming platforms removed Combs' music. Brands like Ciroc severed ties, and Howard University revoked his honorary degree. A Brooklyn headline, "Empire in Chains," captured the public's awakening. Social media exploded with #TruthUnveiled as survivors shared stories inspired by Ventura's courage. A vigil outside the courthouse grew, with signs reading, "We are not pawns." How can we hold industries accountable for enabling abuse? Share your ideas below, and let's build a future where silence is no longer currency. On May 8, 2025, the trial took a dramatic turn when prosecutors revealed Combs had made 128 unauthorized calls to a former associate, Keena Harper, using other inmates' phone accounts while detained in Brooklyn. Judge Arun Subramanian, a figure of unyielding authority, denied bail, citing clear evidence of witness tampering. "This court will not bend to influence," he declared, his words a warning to all. The discovery of a juror with ties to Combs' detention facility added scandal, leading to their dismissal and a stern rebuke for both legal teams. Financial records, including a $5 million NDA signed by Odell, were presented as proof of coercion. "I signed because I thought I'd die otherwise," Odell testified. Emails from deleted servers referenced art sessions and cleanups, further implicating a network of control. The prosecution's strategy was methodical, building a narrative of a deliberate enterprise. Combs' composed facade faltered, his hands trembling as the evidence mounted. Will the legal system withstand the pressure of fame? Share your predictions below and hit subscribe for the latest trial updates. The trial's darkest shadow fell over Kim Porter, Combs' longtime partner, who died in 2018 at 47, officially of pneumonia. Witnesses raised doubts, citing a cursory investigation and missing devices like her phone and laptop. A former bodyguard claimed Combs ordered special arrangements for Porter months before her death, including a cryptic reference to a final resting order. Quincy Brown, her son, was absent from the trial, his silence amplifying questions about unresolved truths. While no direct evidence linked Combs to her death, the allegations fueled demands for a reopened investigation. A Survivor's X post, garnering 1.2 million likes, read, "Kim's story isn't over. Justice waits." The trial became a platform for broader questions about accountability and the cost of silence. Why do some truths remain buried? Join the call for answers in the comments and share #JusticeForKim to keep her story alive. The trial of Sean Combs is more than a legal battle. It's a mirror reflecting the dark corners of an industry built on glamour and secrecy. From Jonathan Odell's raw testimony to Cassie Ventura's unflinching courage, this case has shattered the myth of untouchable power. The control chambers, the videos, the NDAs, they paint a picture of a system designed to exploit, hidden behind the allure of fame. Join this movement. Share your story, demand accountability, and amplify the truth with #TruthUnveiled. Together, we can ensure that justice is not a fleeting verdict, but a lasting change. The flame of truth, lit by those who dared to speak, burns brighter than any empire. Hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to follow this historic journey.